I got a little problem here, you know. Um, I got no issue with anybody who wants to get vaccinated. Like, that's your choice. Of course, it's your choice. It's your body, right? I mean, you do what you think is best, right? I mean, it's your health. It's your risk assessment. So of course, if you feel like it's in your best interest, you take a vaccine. If you feel like taking 2 doses of a vaccine, that's your choice. 3, that's your choice. My thing is this. It is choice. Same thing with the people that are unvaccinated. It's their choice. Okay, and they're not making a selfish choice. They're making a choice that they feel is best for them. Okay, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with society. It has nothing to do with them being a bad person. It has nothing to do with them not caring. It's a personal choice. It's their own risk assessment. So for all the people out there that are double jabbed, fully vaccinated, my question is, at what point do you have a problem with vaccine mandates? Because right now, with your 2 jabs, you might be considered fully vaccinated, but what happens in 6 months when you're not considered fully vaccinated anymore? And the government, gives you a ring or sends you a message or an email or comes out on the news and says, you need to get your 3rd dose. Otherwise, you can't participate in society. Really, what happens then? What happens in 6 months from then when you have to get your 4th dose in case the 3rd one doesn't work like the first 2 didn't? Right? Like, they're not stopping COVID. They're not limiting the spread. They're not stopping transmission. They're not stopping infection. So if they just keep playing this game, at some point, you might need to take another one, and another one, and another one. I mean, I don't know who would be okay with that. Maybe some people are. But you have to expect people to be crazy to go along with that. Like, it's not anyone else's job to make you feel safe, to make you feel comfortable. If you're uncomfortable being around people, that's your own problem. And you being uncomfortable being around people who are not vaccinated doesn't even make any scientific sense, because the double vaccinated can still get COVID, they can still transmit COVID, and their viral load has been proven to be the same as someone who's not vaccinated who gets COVID. So who cares? COVID's spreading around. Your vaccine's not stopping it. The 2 doses aren't stopping it. The 3rd dose is not going to stop it either. The 4th is not going to stop it either. Okay? So stop hating on people for making a personal decision to not take it. They've done their own homework. They've decided it's not for them. It's not your issue. If they get sick and they die, that's bad enough, right? So leave people alone. And yes, of course, people that are unvaccinated still deserve hospital service, still deserve to be able to work, still deserve to be able to go to school. It's a medical decision that they've made for themselves. And it's not putting anybody else in any harm, because as we know, the vaccines haven't made a difference. Okay? So you can try and weasel your way around this in any kind of conversation you want, but it always comes back down to those facts. It really does. I mean, we could have conversations all day. You could bring up whatever you want. And then all I have to bring up to basically end up right back here is, but those vaccines don't stop transmission. But those vaccines don't stop infection. But the viral load is the same. So you go ahead and do whatever you need to do to feel comfortable and to feel safe. But don't expect other people to do anything for you to feel comfortable. We don't live in a world where everybody has to act accordingly to the weakest links in society that feel uncomfortable about things. If the world was really like that, we'd be a fucking mess, because a lot of people are really uncomfortable with a lot of things And it's nobody else's problem but theirs. So, reality check, folks. Just cut the shit. And now we're at a point in time where they're coming after our children. These children that are defenseless. Okay? These children that are at statistically zero risk for severe outcomes if they get COVID. For children who it's been proven with the data, whatever, however you want to say, whatever makes you comfortable, that guess what? These vaxes, they don't work. Okay? And these children, they don't need the vaccine because they're not at any risk. And on top of that, the data shows that several young males, so far that we know of, can come down with myocarditis and other heart inflammation issues. And that's only issues we currently know about. And that's what's so problematic about this whole new vaccine technology bullshit and making everybody in the world take it, is we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to them in 6 months. We don't know what's going to happen to them in 5 years. We don't know what's going to happen to them in 20 years. We have no idea what these jabs are capable of doing to our human bodies. It's brand new. We've never done this before. We've never injected ourselves with mRNA vaccines before. Now, there might have been studies on them before, but there's never been human experience. And right now, there's a human study happening. And the people that are taking the jabs, they are the research participants. And some people don't want to be a research participant. And children should definitely not be a research participant when they're at no risk of being harmed by COVID. We do not need to use kids as shields to protect the super vulnerable, frail portion of society that COVID primarily really hurts, which is primarily extremely old people and people with multiple other health concerns to begin with. It's time to open our eyes.